The election for President of the United States is only 3 weeks away. And instead of focusing on issues that affect Americans, Clinton is talking about Trump's sex life, and Trump is talking about her emails. What should the candidates be talking about instead? Joining us now for some insight on this is Lucy Stein from Progress, Texas, and GOP consultant Matt Mackowiak. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Sure. Lucy, what issues should the candidates be talking about at this stage in the election?
First, I'd like to sort of challenge the notion that allegations of sexual assault against the Republican nominee for president who has bragged about committing sexual assault is somehow a second-tier issue. I think that women across the country and women across the state deserve a president that will stand up for them, someone who will push for policies that empower women, not someone with a really disturbing record of objectifying women. And beyond that, I think all Americans want and deserve a president who will work to make their lives better, someone who will focus on the issues that matter to Americans, economic issues.
Give me some, what issues matter to Americans?
Like better paying jobs, equal pay for equal work, paid family leave, student loan reform, affordable health care, access to the full range of reproductive health care. And these are issues that Hillary Clinton has built her campaign around and issues that she really cares about. And also she has real plans and real solutions that she has put forward to address these issues.
Okay, Matt Mackowiak, talking about the issues, what issues should the candidates be talking about right now?
Yeah, first I'd just say sexual abuse questions surround Donald Trump and Bill Clinton and whether Hillary enabled that behavior. I'm sorry, excuse me?
Bill Clinton is not running for president.
Okay. Well, his wife Hillary enabled the behavior in the early 90s. But to your question about the issues, I agree. I think it's disappointing that this campaign has gone into this territory, and I think both candidates have some blame for that, but I think the media does too. And I don't necessarily mean Fox 7, but I mean the national media. From my standpoint, I think the question is, are you better off today than you were 8 years ago? Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? As the House Homeland Security Chairman Michael McCaul often asks, are you safer today than you were 8 years ago? And I think most Americans don't believe that's the case. Look, this election is about economic security and it's about national security. Those are the two issues that rate the highest in the polling. And I think the challenge Hillary has is she's really not offering much that's different from the Obama years. Some minor changes along the margin. She's not really offering any big ideas. She likes what Obama's done, wants to do a little bit more of it. Trump is offering change. This is a change election. The question is whether he's too much change. That's a question he has to answer. He has an opportunity to do that in the third debate on Wednesday night. Lucy, as far as the issues that are being talked about in the campaign, you're okay with that or you're not okay with that? What do you think?
I think that, again, I'd like to see more focus on economic issues that I outlined before, like equal pay, paid family leave, issues that Hillary has really made a cornerstone of her campaign. I think justice and social change issues like immigration reform and criminal justice reform have really come out throughout this election, too, and I think that's great.
Do you think the media is doing a good job of trying to keep those issues out front, or is the media simply following the lead of each of the candidates?
I can't, I'm not here to judge the media. I do know that the sort of positive message about issues that Hillary Clinton has put forward is something that I think, should lead the way. And I, would hope for more coverage of that, of course, throughout the debates, too, on Wednesday.
Okay. Matt Mackowiak, I know you mentioned a little bit, but the media's role in guiding what issues are talked about in this election, is the media, are they following, or are they moving ahead, moving forward, and kind of setting the agenda?
I think, generally speaking, voters don't care as much about policy as you might think, and I generally think the media tries to deliver what will rate. And so coverage of Donald Trump's sex life, coverage of Hillary Clinton's emails, does have sort of not just a celebrity quality to it, but it has a sensationalistic quality to it. And I think that's part of why they're doing this. But they're also, making decisions based on what the campaigns are talking about. Lucy could talk about these issues, but Hillary has been attacking Trump for 10 days, and so have her surrogates over these questions. And these are serious questions. I've been as public about how troubled I am by it as anyone. But the Democrats aren't talking about equal pay or any of these other things. They're talking about Donald Trump's sex life right now, and they've been doing it for 10 days because they're trying to make sure he loses the white, college-educated female vote across the country. So Lucy's kind of talking out of both sides of her mouth in that respect. From my perspective, I think the Democrats are talking a lot about Trump. They're not talking as much about issues.
Lucy, I'll give you the last word.
Again, I think that talking about Donald Trump's sex life, quote unquote, is talking about allegations of sexual assault of potentially our next president. And those are things that should be litigated in the media, and we should be talking about it because, again, people across this country deserve someone better.
All righty. Well, again, 3 weeks to go. Matt, Lucy, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.